Hello, everybody in social media world. Welcome from LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Thank you so much for joining me this morning on this wonderful Tuesday afternoon. So this is our third time that we're going live with our tidbit of the day from the HR desk. Today is all about recruitment and casting a wide net. So if you've joined us in the past, you might have seen or maybe seen our previous videos on YouTube about building a job description that accurately represents what you're looking for and using that as a cornerstone for all of your future needs with this role. That includes building the job description for the job posting, the interview guide, the training plan, the onboarding. Then we talked about the job posting itself and really maximizing that job posting as your ideal dating profile to bring in the right candidate and explaining your employer value proposition with that job posting. Today, we're going to talk about recruitment. And this is a question that comes up a lot. Where should I post this role? How should I get the right candidates to see this excellent job posting that I've made and this awesome opportunity that is available? So let's talk about where we're going to post and what we're going to do with this job posting to get your ideal candidate to see it and to want to apply. So there's a lot of traditional job posting boards, and I'm going to start by going through them because I think they are important. I would love to say that most of the time we have great candidates that come through non-traditional means, in terms of we found them on a great Facebook group, or they came through this really small niche job board. But I have to admit that when we post roles, despite how broad our net is, most of the time, the most resumes comes through traditional job boards. And of those resumes that we come in contact with, whether through niche recruitment avenues or larger traditional job boards, most of the time, the people that get hired into the roles that we're recruiting for also come from the traditional job boards. So I say that not to dissuade you from the niche job boards or the niche areas of recruitment, because I think they are important, but just to know not to forego the traditional job boards. I would love to say that posting a job is inexpensive. If you ever recruited for a role 5 years ago, you know that Indeed was free. And Indeed, you posted your job and it got posted at the top when you posted it. 3 days later, all the other jobs would kind of knock it down. And about 2 weeks later, you take it off and you repost it to get it back to the top. And that's kind of how Indeed worked. It doesn't work like that anymore. There are opportunities where you can post on Indeed for free. But oftentimes, in order for the algorithm to show your post to the people that you want to see it, you're going to need to sponsor the post. Indeed offers some advice as to how much they think you should sponsor the post for and for how long. And I think this is kind of where the strategy comes into play in terms of most of the candidates that are going to see your posting and most of the applications are going to come in within the first 5 days. We, whether it's myth or whether it's truth, always like to make sure that we post on a Monday or a Tuesday morning, because Tuesday seems to be a really good day for getting resumes in. I'm not sure why, and I'm sure if I Googled it and figured out, what that is, but that's kind of the mythological statement in the recruitment world is you want your posting up on a Tuesday. So we've used Indeed with much success, and I would love to say LinkedIn has been a great one for us as well. But unfortunately, LinkedIn hasn't had the same type of response that we often get from Indeed. One of the ways to kind of judge this for yourself is take a look at your people that you trust in your business and ask them, say, if you were going to go look to replace yourself in an administrative assistant role, if you're looking for a new administrative assistant role, where would you go to look for a new job? And those individuals will probably say, well, I might go to LinkedIn, I might go to Indeed, I might look at Workopolis. But if you start asking people where they look for jobs, Indeed is going to hit every one of those lists. So as much as it's not the fanciest or the best ATS, it is really high in the list of places that candidates go when they're looking for a new role. So we talked about LinkedIn. LinkedIn also gives you the opportunity to post one free role within your candidate profile or your profile on LinkedIn. The thing to remember about that is it's really hard for people to find that role unless they are a connection with you or they've searched specifically for that job posting. If you sponsor your LinkedIn post, it's going to get more reach. And there's some other programs that LinkedIn has in place where you can purchase, whether it's a monthly fee or per job. But that's really what is going to get your post on LinkedIn the reach that you want it to, unless you already have a great LinkedIn following, and then that really works in your favor. Some other job boards that we've used successfully in the past are ZipRecruiter. We've used that most recently over Workopolis or Career Builder. I haven't had the greatest success with Workopolis or Monster in the last few months. Now, again, systems change, algorithms change, the market changes, but just in our personal experience at Essential HR, we would by far say that Indeed and ZipRecruiter and LinkedIn have been our go-to places, Indeed being the number one. And that's for roles such as, managerial roles to frontline staff roles to, back office financial roles. It seems to be that when people go looking for a job, the first place they check is Indeed. So moving on from the traditional job boards, one of the other things that we've used with some success is Facebook. And building a Facebook post within your social media for your business, and then sponsoring. So we've used this recently when we were looking for a registered massage therapist for a spa. And we were able to narrow down and sponsor that post to be sent to other people who had registered massage therapists as their job title in a certain geographical area. Then we were also able to put that to other geographical areas that we thought maybe we might be able to pull somebody from the GTA who's looking to move to a smaller town as well. So Facebook posts work well in that regard, but social media posts in general for the position that you're recruiting for is a fantastic way to find a candidate that understands who you are as a business and who you are hiring, because they already get who you are as a brand. So if you've got a strong social media presence and a strong brand presence already, and somebody sees that you're looking for an accounts payable coordinator and they say, wow, I love this brand. They may not be an accounts payable coordinator, but they might know somebody who would be looking for that. And they already love your brand and they're already going to be a representative and an ambassador for your brand. So even if you're looking for somebody at any level, I highly suggest putting it on your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn profiles that you're searching for an ideal team member to join your organization, because those people who follow you will be able to represent you well, and they'll be able to find people in their social circles or in their professional circles who would be a great fit for your organization. One of the things I love about social media posts is having the owner or a representative from the business who just has a lot of personality and has a lot of brand standards that they understand, and giving a little bit of a rundown as to what it's like to work at that organization, what are some of the cultural aspects of it that are unique, why this role is important, and how it's going to be a part of the future growth of the organization. Putting that personal touch in a Facebook video or a live Instagram really helps bring a lot of that personality and a lot of that one-on-one ideal to the post to find that ideal candidate. The next thing I would suggest is referrals. And this is, again, you're not going to get as many candidates through referrals, but the quality of candidate you will get through referrals, as well as those Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn posts from your social media, are going to be much higher. Again, because people already know you. So when you're looking for referrals, whether it's from your personal LinkedIn or your personal Facebook or from your employees, one of the things that is great about referrals from employees is that they're not going to refer somebody who they don't like, or who they don't think is going to work hard, or who they think is going to, slack off, or who has a bad reputation from previous roles. They're going to refer people who they want to work with. So throwing it out to your employee group saying, hey guys, we're looking for a new marketing assistant. Does anybody know anybody who would be looking for this type of role? Is there anybody you could refer? And giving them a few days with that job posting to send it out to people they know. This is an excellent way to get a few quality resumes in hand. Again, you're not going to get a lot of resumes, but the ones you get are going to be really strong because of that connection they already have to your business. Colleges and universities are another excellent way of getting a pipeline of individuals for your organization. So whether that's posting on the college and university job boards, whether that's going to the co-ops and looking for roles through co-ops, or starting to build relationships with specific program coordinators who can refer fantastic students to you. So for example, if you're an auto body and you're constantly looking for new apprentices or individuals who can work in the auto body shop, building relationships with your local college, I guess that would be a college program, in order to have them refer great people to you is a great way to narrow that candidate pool to fantastic individuals that may be right for your business. Another option that you have that is always a fairly strong option is trade or industry groups. So for example, in HR, we have the HRPA. They have a higher authority website where we see a lot of HR postings come through. Accounting organizations have their own job boards. Lawyers often have their own job boards. There's even some PR associations or marketing associations or service industry associations that have their own ability to throw out job postings to the public. These usually come at a lower price point, somewhere between, typically I've seen $50 to about $350, depending on the site, and often hit directly to the people that you would be looking for. So for example, the 8 higher authority job posts go directly to HR people that you want to see this position go to. So looking for those industry boards is also very important. Local employment help centers. So depending on the level that you're looking for, the local employment help centers have access and have relationships with job seekers, which can be really beneficial for you. It's kind of like screening that first step of individuals. They know who would be right for a role in your organization and who might not have the right skills quite yet. They'll be able to help introduce that individual to you and really expedite the job flow process in hiring. And then finally, what I would suggest above all is casting that net wide, but realizing that posting jobs takes time. It might seem very quick. You just throw it, copy, paste, but you got to set aside probably about 1 to 2 hours to post your job in the recruitment sphere. And that's just an easy recommendation. That's not including, putting together your Instagram posts, putting together your lives, but you want to dedicate about 2 hours to getting this information out to the world to find that next great team member, whether that's sending an email out to your team talking about looking for a referral for this role. Don't skimp on casting that net wide. Again, we've had great success with traditional job boards, but that hidden gem of a person might come from a social media referral. So take the time it needs to cast that net wide in order to get that great job posting that you have created in front of as many eyes as possible. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. I really appreciate your time. Next time we come together will be the beginning of April, and we're going to talk all about interview guides. So how do you build an interview guide to ask the right questions to find out if the candidate sitting in front of you is the real deal, or whether you've got a little bit of a halo effect? And we'll talk about all kinds of stories about great interviews, and we'll throw in some stories about not so great interviews just for fun. We'll talk to you soon.